Post-match interview at the Erie following this evening's 3-3 draw with Leverstock Green. Probably the game, Skip, that for the neutral it was very entertaining, but as a manager can probably have you tearing your hair out, because I would suggest we possibly threw away the potential of 3 points, but in the end they will go away feeling like they've thrown away 3 points. It was a really strange game, and it was actually quite amusing, because I put on Twitter as we go into injury time that we don't look like scoring, and then after that we've created about 3 or 4 chances where we could possibly have won the game.
Yeah, I think you summed up in your question that was so frustrating. But if you'd have asked me, we was expecting that type of performance against Aylesbury if that game had gone ahead, because I always felt after the York game and in some of those lads putting on an unbelievable performance against unbelievable opposition in front of a fantastic crowd, so you're right up there, and that you just expect a come down. So we didn't play on Saturday, that was called off. So today I had that feeling, and it's quite hard doing a team talk, because you're sitting there, you're trying to tell the players that you're better than the opposition, and you're trying to gee them up, and you're trying to motivate them, and you're trying, and you really, we there were players out there that were still shooting at 20-8 when we're kicking off. We should be in the tunnel in 2 minutes. So we've gone out there individually, we've gone out there not collectively. We haven't done the things that have got us this far this season, and then we have started slow, we've looked sloppy. We've gone 3-5-2, and then next thing you know, we're playing with 2 at the back. It's 0-0, 8 minutes gone, and one of my defenders is doing a back heel in the box for a corner. It was just, I can't even explain it really, and I've lost my voice at half time. It just proved pure frustration, because this team is so good, but at the moment we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We're going out there, it's just, the first goal's avoidable. The second goal is very disappointing. The third goal, I don't want to talk about. You look at the other goals, just in the season that we're conceding, it's so frustrating. And yet, the last 10 minutes, we've actually played like a side that was desperate to win the game. If we'd have started like that, I feel 100% or 99.9% we would have won that game if we'd have started. And this group, arguably the best group that we've ever had at the club in 8-9 years, arguably the most frustrating group of players we've had in that same time. But the highs and lows of grassroots football, because at the moment it is a roller coaster, because 1 minute you are just buzzing with the results you're getting, and another time you're just thinking, where do we go from here?
Dave, I mean, be interested to get your take on how you saw it, but we seem to be saying the same things in games where, when we're playing a York City or a side where we're expected to be the underdog, we pull out a really top performance and everybody's 8, 9, 10 out of 10. But we go into a game, and as I say, take nothing away from Leverstock Green, because when their chances were presented, they've been ruthless and they've taken them, and they will go away tonight being disappointed that they haven't won the game. But for us, we keep talking about mentality, and that seems to be the case again tonight. I don't know whether it's very easy for people to look at the opposition's results and go, well, that should be an easy 3 points. But we've been in this league long enough now to know that no game's a gimme, no matter who you're playing.
No, and I think if you read my programme notes today, I said they're obviously, like we did when we first come up, our first 2 or 3 months, we can buy points, you know. It takes you a long time to adjust it to the level. You know, step 5 to step 4 is enormous. Dread to think what 4 to 3 is, by the way, but it's an enormous step, and we took a time to get used to it. They're probably finding their feet now. They're working out a lot of how the opposition play and then sort of where they're probably playing slightly different. I thought their press was very good today. They chased us all over the park. So they, you know, they're probably, their management are just starting to get it right, and they'll probably be okay. You know, we were in the position that, like say, our first year struggling, all of a sudden we went on a great run, and then we ended up thinking, Christ, if we'd have started this season, that season well, we'd have been in the playoffs. So we was there, but it just took that time, and I just think they're going through a little bit of that at the moment. They've picked up a result 2 games ago. Okay, they got beat by Welling Saturday, but Welling are sitting 2nd, 3rd or something in the league. So they're playing one of the big boys. And today they've come to our place, and Skip's probably a little bit right. There's probably a little bit of a hangover, if you like, from the previous game. But and plus we've, you know, no excuses, but we've also mixed the side up today because we've got some big decisions to make. We've got some real good players here. We didn't have Rio today. We didn't have Fish today, but we've got, you know, we've got some big decisions to make. It's going to be quite tough for us.
But are those decisions being made easier by the fact that people that are looking to stake a claim to try and break into the squad aren't necessarily taking their opportunities?
Yeah, I think they are. If the truth be known, they are, because when it comes down to it, you know, we've made changes today, and once we made our 5 changes, we looked at a completely different side for it. You know, we started to play, we started to do the right things. That's not against all the lads that come off, but we just, and we played a different shape when we come on. Don't forget, we changed our shape, and then we started to get on in the ascendancy again, and then all of a sudden the guys at the back, Big Dan come on, and took him 5 or 6 minutes to get going, but then he looked a little bit safer with him. Simo, the one thing Simo does is he naturally drops in to a centre half position as a defensive position if a player goes forward. So it just, you know, it just makes that a little bit more simpler. He's got that mind, and as I say, so then we look to 5 different side. The big thing is that we, at this present stage, we are letting in the same goals, and that's the problem. We're letting in the same goals, and you know, we set up today. I actually spoke at the start and said, we want to kneel today. I mean, we've let 3 in, and I set them the task of getting a kneel, and within 5 minutes they've had 1 disallowed. We've had carnage in our box, and then on 8 minutes they get a goal, and it's a, you know, Skip's just said this.
And we had the warning sign in the first couple of minutes where they've had 1 disallowed. So
yeah, but we're still going gung ho, and that's the thing. And you know, the guy that was involved in that knows we're going gung ho, and we're leaving ourselves exposed at the back, which we were. They expose us, they get their goal. Then we start to get in the game. Then I think we've hit the bar. We've had a goal disallowed. Really don't know what for. But we looked like we was getting back on top. Amir scores. How he's got it in from where he shot, I don't know. It's an unbelievable finish. And you're in the game, and you come in at half time at 1-1. You know, we didn't really go mad at them. We spoke to them, and you're then expecting a better response second half. I felt second half we started like we was on top. And then we do the same old, don't we? You know, from a position of looking okay. The goal's cheap. I think it's a foul on Dan Carey, but it's not given. And then George is wrong-footed. We carve out an equaliser. Ethan gets his first goal for the club to go 2-2. And what it felt like about 10 seconds later, we chucked it away again, and it was again a horrific error. You know, misjudgment, when there's an easy ball back to a goalkeeper, but we don't play it. And that's the thing, we're overcomplicating things at this present stage. Too many touches, too slow, you know. And
that's not something that can be coached, is it? It's just decision making in the game.
Oh, 100%, yeah, because if you come and watch Wednesday night, they'll pop, you know, all those lads will pop it off first time, they'll play with their, there's no pressure on a Wednesday night, is there? So some lads look well beaters on a Wednesday night, and then you bring them into a game, and they, I don't want to say the word freeze, but then they don't play with the same confidence. You know, and we had 2 or 3 on the pitch today that I felt just wanted to keep everything simple and not look to change the game, not be brave, and I think that's what kills us. Then you get others, 1 or 2 others, that think, you know, I'm going to make a big impact on the game, and unfortunately they're making it the wrong way. that's the point of it. So, you know, in the end, we've we dug a result out of a game, and I agree with you that it looked like we was not going to score, albeit we was having a lot of play. Credit to them, they've got 10s behind the ball, rightly so. They're hanging on for a result. We get an absolute welly from down the centre half, and you're right. We still had balls across the box, and I mean, I think there's 2 or 3 they've scrambled off the line today. We hit the bar in the last seconds. So we've had a right old go to win the game. We could easily turn finish the game winning it, but we still be in the same boat whereby.
Would it have been harsh on them if we had won the game at the end?
I suppose look, you'd probably say a little bit, but then we actually turned up for the last few minutes, you know. So all they actually got was us. It took us till late in the game to actually get it going, and all of a sudden both fullbacks causing problems. We got Ben on the left hand side that causing problems. We got Ethan on the pitch who was busy. Balls, when it went into Lee, it was laid off quite quickly. Amir causing problems. You know, Peter then had a lot more freedom to be able to play because of how we were. And Simo, like I just said, where he drops in and just makes it comfortable, then that allowed, and at one stage Dan Carey was further forward. Another occasion then you saw Laurie going in, but they could go in that, was it probably in that situation where it was comfortable behind. I think Simo gives you the confidence to be able to play. And again, that's not running other people down, but Simo, look, Simo starts against York. He said, what was you thinking today? And I said, look, I'm trying to get boys a game. Plus, he's had a big injury. Yeah. And yet, we felt today was the right opportunity to look at boys and go, right, are these, you know, we've got to get our squad right. You know, there's Rio's not in it today and Fisher's not in it today. So we've got a couple of boys to come back into it, and a lad that's not far away, Carmichael, who's had his first game of the season Saturday. So got a lot of boys trying to get in, and we're still due another lad back over from Cambridge soon. You know, George Mundy will come back. So we're going to have some big old decisions to make, and unfortunately we're going to have to make some tough ones. So,
Skip, just finally, obviously finish on a positive. Dan Carey, he mentioned after the game that was his first senior goal. Yeah. What a way to get it.
Yeah, we've watched him develop. I mean, he was with us last year, and we saw a lad who you could tell was very, very raw and naive at senior football. That he's been in the academy, he said, since the age of 13 at Cambridge. So that you're in a cocoon world, really, where big physical tackles are frowned upon. And he got thrown in the deep end beginning of last year with us, and we watched him develop for the first 4 or 5 months. I've said to him before, I think he made the wrong decision at the time. Went to Haringey, step 3 in a side that was bottom and remained there. So what did he really learn? But again, you have to go there, you have to try it out for yourself. He's a young lad, he was advised to go there by, I believe, his agent. He's been there again this year and it hasn't quite worked out for him. So he's come here, and I've spoken to him at the end there. I thought the first 10 minutes he looked like a lad who was lacking confidence. He looked like a lad who just didn't want to be on the ball. He just, all the things that you sort of saw 15 months ago. And then he sort of grew into the game, which is good enough, by the way. That's what I said to him. He's a good lad. He's a good player. He'll play a good standard of football. But aged 18/19, but he grew into the game. And then I thought for the last 15 minutes, he was doing everything right. He was winning his aerial challenges. He's winning his tackles. He was laying it off quick. It was 2 touch gone. And gets in the box, and unbelievable volley and first senior goal. And that could be the spark for him, really. That he needs to, on Saturday, walk out onto that pitch, believing that he is the best player on that pitch. Out of 22 players, he is the best one, and he needs to sort of, play with authority, play with confidence, really. I mean, the one thing that me and Dave James do, Tim, you give these lads the platform to go and play. We know they're going to make mistakes, but learn from them. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's the mistakes we're making are the same mistakes, and it's costing us. But fair play to Dan, he's come off smiling and buzzing. We've we've nicked a point because that's what it feels like. So we haven't lost. So let's look at the positives on that. This group never give up. I can't remember the last time I could look at this team and actually say we've thrown the towel in. So we've through adversity we've nicked a point. He's scored. He's buzzing. Move on to training on Wednesday. Work on a few things, and then let's go again Saturday. I believe Enfield away at Hertford.
Yep, that's right, Skip. So away on the road for the next 2 games, Enfield away on Saturday, and then away at Welling Garden City on Tuesday night. Congratulations on the point. Always good to get a point on the board, and I believe it's our first home league point of the season. So good stuff, and we go again Saturday.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you.